Yep, you're absolutely right. I'm wearing the same shirt I wore yesterday. If it doesn't bother you, it certainly doesn't bother me. The mark of moderation, by the way, this I Ching, the Tao, the Ching, is one of my favorite Bibles because it teaches me so much. Anyway, the mark of a moderate man is freedom from his own ideas, tolerant like the sky, all-pervading like sunlight, firm like a mountain, supple like a tree in the wind. He has no destination in view and makes no use of anything. Correction. He has no destination in view and makes use of anything that life happens to bring his way. Nothing is impossible for him because he has let go. He can care for the people's welfare as a mother cares for her child. This is an amazing book, and I think, like I said, it's one of my Bibles. And I got up this morning and I went outside my door, and it was 71 degrees outside with a 20% humidity. A perfect day, an absolutely perfect day in Virginia. And as I'm looking at my little bird sanctuary, if you will, I was thinking, you know, I am in a position where I accept anything and I create everything. And that's where I am in my life. This house, I started to make a list of all the people that I should thank for this house. You know, my cousin Crystal, oh my God, she worked tirelessly to find that perfect house for me. And then there is Amanda Barkley. I don't think I've ever met her, but somebody told me that she did not want to sell this house to a developer. She wanted to sell this house to somebody who would live in it. Then there's Linda. Linda, her mark is everywhere in this house. The paintings in this house, the walls, the creation of different gardens, everywhere. And then the list goes on. You know, my siblings, my friends who donated so that I could get this house. So here I am, and because I'm receptive to everything, I now live in Shangri-La. I now live in Dagobah. How do you thank so many people for being responsible for this perfect time in your life? How do you do that? I don't know how. I really don't know how to do that. But all I know is that I am so filled. You know, outside is a little concrete thing. It's a collection of bricks held together by mortar. And I suspect this thing has been there since 1920 when this house was built. Nobody knows who put this thing together. And this is one point I want to make. Nobody knows who put this thing together, this brick and mortar. But nor was it put together for the purpose of feeding birds. But there it is. My point is very, very simple. Very few people ever know who the creator of anything is. What outlasts everyone is the creation. My friend Josh sent me a video that was shot in 1911. Nobody knows who the photographer is, or for that matter, who digitized this short film. And everyone in this film that was shot in 1911, they're all gone. Their spiritual bodies are gone. and not a single one of them are alive today. Yet that creation, that video, that film is still very much around. The creation is what lasts forever. We will never know the creator. As a photographer, I was made to understand this very clearly. If you pick up the first magazine and you look at the pictures in the magazine, what you'll see are the photographs, the creation. But you don't know who the photographer was, nor do you care. All these things happen in history, and they were photographed, and nobody knows who the photographer was. What is left is the creation, the photograph. And I think that's a good way to live. Because, like the good rabbi said, the stone falls out of the mountain, and the stone is arrogant enough to believe in its own entity, and not realizing that he's a part of the mountain. Isn't that a good thing to think about? I think it is. So, like my friends in Jamaica would say, I and I. You refer to yourself as I, and every time you do I am whatever, I whatever, I. And then I refer to myself as I. I am a photographer, I am a man, I. And what Rastafari is saying is it's always I and I. Because in fact we are one. One love. Namaste.